All I know is I just need her. All I know is you just need her. All I know is we just need her. All I know is you just need her.
It was not that long ago when almost the only thing you could do in your vehicle is to drive from place A to place B, but since the time many things changed and now the technologies are much more developed. What kind of experience is the car able to provide to the driver these days, and how much space for even more innovation do you see in the future in, let's say, 10 years?
Well, we are coming from the history of completely self-driving, manual driving, and also from fun to drive, and this is a very important heritage also especially for BMW, and we would like to take some of these aspects also into the future. That means if we talk from automation, we don't talk from black and white. That means automation in every driving situation. We are more friends of the topic of delegation. That you say you can delegate the driving tasks to the car, really to combine the new technologies, the new capabilities of especially automated and connected driving, and also the, let me say, a little bit typical or traditional driving, manual driving.
And do you think that these technologies like artificial intelligence or autonomous driving will be considered to be the basic equipment of the cars in the future, that will be so common that everybody will have this?
Well, if you see the development of especially of the driver assistance systems and of the active safety systems, we started, for example, anti-lock braking system 40 years ago, and today it's no more special equipment. Every car in Europe is equipped with an ABS system, and my opinion is, or my estimation is, that we will see with the driving assistance systems the same story. We just made an interesting investigation in the US. We observed 1 million of BMW cars produced from 2014 to 2017, and we saw a dramatic decrease in the numbers of accidents of the cars which are equipped with ADAS functionalities. It goes from 15% less crashes up to 60%, depending from the car and depending from the type of crash. And therefore, it's very important that we continue with the delivery of driver assistance systems. From these technologies, it may be not that far step into automated driving. And if you highlight the artificial intelligence, we are using algorithms of the artificial intelligence since more than 10 years in every video-based system for speed limit, speed sign recognition, or lane detection. Is also using today algorithms of artificial intelligence, but of course on the much lower level than we need, for example, with automated driving in an urban driving situation.
How about biometric solutions? They are already implemented in various areas. Do you think this is the future of the security of the cars, these biometric solutions?
I think there is one possible step further that we say, for example, you can open the door with face recognition or with speech recognition. At the end of the day, it must be really safe for or it must be sure for the driver that he can open his door, that he can start his car, and therefore it's a little bit different coming from the mobile device industry. If you have a problem with the face recognition at your telephone or your smartphone, it's maybe not that critical compared to a situation if you want to go away with your car and by any reason the car doesn't open, you are not able to start. That means maybe we have to make it safe in use. I think the topic of security, let me say, is a normal requirement for us. We have a special department only dealing with this security aspects, and therefore every new functionalities has to be proved in the context of security.
Okay, now let's move to personalization of the cars. These days, cars are becoming more and more personalized, which means you can configure many things just to make the most of your vehicle. How does this configuration actually work, or how far can it go?
At the end of the day, the question is what is the real need of the customer, and if the customers want maximum personalization, we will deliver this. If the customer said, I would like more or less to be on a conventional way, we will delivering these technologies. I think the personalization is maybe not the main task you are combining with the car. That means it's a very important feature, but at the end of the day, you want to go from A to B in a very comfortable, in a efficient, in a safe way. And all we can use for this personalization, we will do so, but it's not, at the end of the day, first task is coming from A to B. The second task, maximum comfort, maximum efficiency, maximum safety. And therefore we will use all these technologies, but again, under the umbrella of the original task of the driving.
Do you think that people are looking more for the safety or the comfort in these technologies?
I think it's both aspects, safety and comfort, are very important. Of course, the main reason to buy a car is because of the styling, because of the technology, because of the driving experience, because of the fun to drive. But if there are any problems indicated with safety, you cannot sell this car. That means safety is an absolute prerequisite to deliver a car, and therefore for us it's a law that every car has to be on the best technology, on the best state of the art, looking for safety. That's absolutely prerequisite.
Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the autonomous driving. When do you personally expect the mass spread of autonomous cars?
At BMW, we will enter the market of highly automated cars in 2021. Very important is that we are also today delivering partially, we name it partially automated functionalities, the lane and the steering assistant, for example. That means also today your car steers, brakes, accelerates, also makes lane changes automatically, but always indicated by the driver and observed by the driver. These are the so-called level 2 functionalities. That means the driver has to observe if the car is doing all things, all driving tasks correctly. We will enter the so-called level 3, that means highly automated driving, in the year 2021 with the INX, we name it. And here, this is really a kind of revolution because you can deal with other topics while driving instead of the driving task itself. That means you can, for example, you can watch a movie on the highway. Of course, there's still one step from the offering these systems in new cars and maybe premium cars, and looking for the mass market. That means the mass market will be attacked, I think, after 2021, could be in the middle of the next decade. One thing is very important. Today you see two main streams or main developments. One thing is to enhance the today's cars in the way of this level 3 of this highly automated driving and fully automated driving. And another story is to offer robot taxis in urban environments. These are in the moment two different stories, not from the technology. This is more or less the same, but from the use case. And it could be that we say mass market is really going in these urban environments because there is a high demand from the people living in mega cities with a lot of traffic jam, with a lot of today's traffic problems. And therefore you have to differ a little bit between these two aspects when you talk from mass market and from the market entrance.
Do you think it will be necessary to build new infrastructure for these autonomous vehicles?
It could help, yes, if we would have additional infrastructure, but at the end of the day, we cannot expect that the willingness to invest is that high. That means we have to use all technologies which are available. I think, of course, it would be a very good idea to implement communication devices at every traffic light, for example, to send this information to the cars. But I think it's depends from town or from city to city if a city is really willing to invest in these technologies and to equip every traffic light, for example, with these communication devices. Because at the end of the day, it's a lot of money. Therefore, we are trying to do both ways. One thing to prepare some infrastructure, but on the other hand, it's clear that our cars must have the technology and the capabilities from scratch, without any additional help by the infrastructure.
Okay. And do you think that the first autonomous vehicles on our roads will be in freight transport, public transport, or personal transport?
If you see the rollout, you see 2 days the first use cases with the robot taxis, very slow. We have 2 or 3 applications for only in Germany, and over the world there are much more, where you see that there are autonomous cars with a safety driver on very low speed applications. This is real life today. Looking for the automotive industry, I expect that starting from 2020, 2021, there will be a lot of cars will be offered which are able to go with this level 3 functionality. And then it's really a new story. Then we will, at the end of the day, we will see what happens. I think that it will be continued to deliver in the cities kind of robot taxis, and on the other hand, on the same way, the conventional cars with highly automated driving capabilities.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.